Hello, and welcome to Richmont Graduate University. My name is Will Jones, and I'm a librarian here on the Chattanooga campus. I put this little screencast together to show students at the Institution for Sexual Wholeness how to access Richmont Library digital resources. Even though you aren't enrolled as full-time students at Richmont Graduate University, ISW students taking Richmont classes are entitled to Richmont Library access. You will need Richmont Library resources for your research and coursework. While traditional Richmont students access library resources through their Richmont email addresses, ISW students will access these resources through our single sign-on provider, OpenAthens. This screencast will show you how to use OpenAthens to unlock some of what the Richmont libraries have to offer. To begin with, before the start of the fall semester, all ISW students enrolled in Richmont classes will receive an invitation email from OpenAthens, providing you with a username and a link to set a password. Please try to remember your username and password. I'd recommend writing it down somewhere or maybe saving it in your browser or a password manager like Bitwarden. It's free and it'll save you lots of time and headache. But if you forget your password or your username or your login credentials for any reason, it's no big deal. Just send me an email or give me a call and I can reset your password for you. Once you have verified your username and password, you will be able to log into OpenAthens. And let me share my screen with you here for a second. The login page is located at myopenathens.net. I'll send you a link in the email. I recommend bookmarking this page so that you can log in easily in the future. Note that on this login page, you'll select the option to sign in with an OpenAthens account. This option here. This will take you to a login screen. So let's log in. I will put my password. Okay, so this is what your OpenAthens research page will look like. It contains links out to Richmont Library Resources, the main one being Galileo here. But it's worth mentioning some of the other options on this page first. There's psychotherapy.net and Symptom Media. These are two video streaming sites provided to you through our through the Richmont libraries. These contain hundreds of hours of sample therapy sessions, an example from client issues and the way different symptoms present. It contains examples of different therapeutic modalities and interviews with major therapists. They're both worth exploring on their own. You can also search the Richmont Library's physical catalogs through these links to the right here. Here are the physical books that we have in Atlanta. Here are the physical books that we have on the Chattanooga campus. Obviously, those physical books are available to you too. You can either pick them up by visiting us on campus during business hours, or you can send us an email and we'll send you either scans of chapters or the whole book by mail. We are happy to help you any way that we can. But Galileo here is the main tool that you will be using to access the Richmont Library collections. Through Galileo, you can search all Richmont Library collections, both our physical stacks and our electronic collections like eBooks and journal articles, as well as all the online databases that we provide access to. And these databases are going to be these databases, which are made up of peer-reviewed academic journals for the most part, are going to form the keystone of your research process. So let's go there real fast. Okay, so this is the Galileo main page. You'll notice that there's a simple search here, which will allow you to search all Richmont Library resources located in Galileo. You can also specify a database here or a journal that you're looking for. And you'll find some helpful links down here to some of our main databases. These EBSCO eBook Academic Collection and ProQuest eBook Central are two major databases of ebooks. PsycInfo is probably the biggest and most important single database in the human behavioral sciences. It is an indexing database created by the American Psychological Association. So it contains millions of records of major research publications in the last several decades. And also here is Atlas Religion. The Atlas Religion database plus Atlas Serials provides a lot of resources in theology and pastoral counseling and biblical studies, comparative religions, etc. But you can search the whole collections here, and I'll show you how to search. Let's put in something like dialectical behavior therapy. You'll see that the search results are broken down by type. You have scholarly articles, you have eBooks, and you have Richmont Library books and local collections. To access, let's start here. Let's do this book here, Dialectical Behavior Therapy, Symptoms and Features by Heidi Hurd. You'll notice that it has a record here, and it has holdings information. So where we have that book, it shows us whether that we have a copy at the Poindexter Library here in Chattanooga and at the Atlanta Library down in Atlanta. And you can access this book either by visiting the library in person or by emailing one of us at libraries@richmont.edu, and we would be happy to either mail you the book or to send you a chapter scan if there's a specific part of the book that's most interesting to you. You can also access eBooks here. One way to do that would be to click this ebook record. You can read more about it here in a description. This one's through ProQuest eBook Central, so you'll have to click, follow this link, see if it loads up, and you could read the book online. Navigate through the chapters, through this left-hand sidebar, and it's really quite convenient. So these are two ways to access books, but you'll notice also here on the far left, there are scholarly articles. Now these articles are, these entries are in two different basic types. There are full text resources. So these are articles that we have access to the full text of them immediately as a PDF or an EPUB or a web page. And then there are a lot of articles that we just have the record for. So for instance, this one is Neurobiological Mechanisms of Dialectical Behavior Therapy and Morita Therapy, two psychotherapies inspired by Zen. So this is a record that we have access to probably through PsycInfo, but it's not, we don't have access to the full text of it. We just have access to the metadata. So these are the sources that are cited, the abstract, the authors. So you can read a little bit about the article to see if it's maybe useful to you in your research process. And then if you decide that it is, you can request this item through interlibrary loan. You click this link here, you provide your first and last name as well as your email address, you select status, you'd probably select distance education student here, just as an ISW student, and then it autofills a lot of information about the article, so you don't have to provide that on your own. You select a little box which just says that you agree to adhere to copyright regulation and guidelines. That's basically you're not going to sell the item, you're not going to distribute it, you're not going to like post it online, and then you hit submit, and it will send us an email, us being the Richmont Librarians, and we will try to get this article to you through our back channels as soon as possible. The average turnaround time is 1 to 2 days. For some articles, it might take a little longer. For some articles, we might be able to get it to you in the next 20 minutes. You never know. But I would definitely not, if you're beginning a major research process, one reason to start a little bit early is that you don't know what resources you'll need ahead of time. And it can take a little bit of time for the library to get you the things that you need. But that is the basics for how to use Galileo. We'll go home real fast. I'll show you a specific database. Now you can navigate to a specific database from this list. You'll see lots of databases that you have access to through Galileo, but most of these databases are not particularly useful to you. Only the ones that are primarily treating on human behavior are the ones that you'll conceivably use in your research. This is PsycInfo. And PsycInfo is where I like to begin major research projects. The reason for that is that PsycInfo is an indexing database. So it contains records for millions of pieces of articles and book chapters and whole books that have been published in the behavioral sciences for the last century or so in several languages. Although obviously English is its most of the publications indexed on the site are in English. Now, an indexing database may or may not provide you with full text access. A lot of these articles you will not be able to access as full text resources immediately. However, it is comprehensive, or as comprehensive as a database can be. So if you're beginning research on a topic, let's say you're researching a particular personality disorder, like antisocial personality disorder, if you search antisocial personality disorder in this database, you will return results and you will be reasonably assured that your search has been comprehensive, that most of the major publications published on this topic in reputable journals, peer-reviewed journals, will be returned by the search. You can't always know that if you're searching other resources. So you can also do an advanced search. You can narrow your publication date by year. For instance, if I wanted to return articles that were written in the last, let's say, 5 years, I could put 2018 here, no end year. You can narrow it down to peer-reviewed academic journals. You can limit your results to if there's a full text access, if there's a link to a full text access here in PsycInfo. So to only return articles that you can access immediately as opposed to through interlibrary loan. You can filter your results by age group and by intended audience. You can filter your result by type, book type, whether it's a manual or conference proceedings. You can narrow your search in 100 different ways. You can also use synonyms in your search to make sure that your search has been comprehensive. So let's say, what was the example? Antisocial personality disorder. You can do antisocial personality disorder, and you can provide all these alternate spellings just to make sure that you return as many results related to your topic as possible. And here's 867, it looks like, on antisocial personality disorder published in the last 5 years in peer-reviewed academic journals. That's a lot of articles, and it'll take you some time to sift through them. You might decide that you want to filter the results even more, but it's a good start. And from here, you can see the articles which are available immediately as either HTML or PDF full text. You can just click those and find the text of the article. Or for those that are not available immediately, you can request them through interlibrary loan, as we showed you earlier. And it will send your librarians a request, and we will try to get to it as soon as we can. So anyway, that's a little introduction to some of your library resources available through Richmont Graduate University. I hope this has been helpful. A little bit more about us. My name, again, is Will Jones. You can contact me at wjones@richmont.edu or by emailing libraries@richmont.edu. There are librarians on both campuses. My librarian coworkers down in Atlanta. Their names are Tess and Dave, and they are happy to help you at any time during business hours, Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. through 5 p.m. I also check my emails occasionally over the weekend. So if you have an emergency come up, you can email us over the weekend and we will try to respond in a timely manner. We understand that a lot of research in grad school is done on weekends when people have fewer job responsibilities. So yeah, anyway, we are happy to help you any way you need. We will also, help you with a research project, with your research projects, or if you need help finding a book or a resource. Do not hesitate to send us an email or give us a call or just stop in to say hi. Anyway, again, welcome to Richmont. We're happy you're here. We hope your time here has will be profitable. And if you have any questions or curiosities or anything at all, don't hesitate to contact one of us. Have a good day and best.